Carol Byram. I'm a registered nurse from Honolulu, Hawaii.
My name is Wendy Barker. I live in Evanston, Wyoming.
My name is Allie Rucker. I am a nurse practitioner here in Salt Lake.
My name is Lindsay Bright. I own Flawless Aesthetics in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
I am Nova Burns and I live in Maui, Hawaii.
My name is Andrea Anderson. I'm from Reno, Nevada.
Currently a busy mom of 3 girls of all ages. Starting nurse practitioner school, so I'm very busy.
When I was first starting my company, I wanted to make sure to be the best, and so I needed to have a syringe in my hand at all times, so I picked up extra work and then loved the people.
Things I'm passionate about are helping others feel good about themselves, helping them find their light and their energy. I have kids who I love so much and a fabulous husband, and we enjoy being at the baseball field, love to camp, we love to travel.
This kind of fell into my lap, being an injector. And we had a friend talk me into doing a course, and I did, and it just kind of took off from there.
I have 3 kids. I'm married and have a husband, and have been married for like 20 years. So this summer, we took our family to Africa. We went to Tanzania, and we went to the Cradle of Humankind, and I felt like I went home.
And I am the proud owner and founder of Ritual Aesthetics and Wellness. We've been open for about 9 months now, and it's been a really incredible journey.
So Yvonne was my mentor. She was one of the very first trainers that I met when I started in aesthetics. And she was so warm and welcoming, and she just had this light around her, and I just wanted to be her. She leaves you feeling motivated, inspired, and every time I go to one of her conferences or events, I just feel like I leave as a better version of myself.
I also coach and inject. Yvonne really had a big hand in that. She would always say when I first trained with her, all you gotta do is know 10% more than the next person. And I started to believe it. So why couldn't I coach? I was an ICU girl for the majority of my career. Loved it, loved teaching, loved giving back.
I met Yvonne just over 5 years ago when I got an opportunity to start pursuing aesthetics, and I was terrified. It was not something that had ever been on my radar. I came across her course and I took it, and immediately just felt so much love from her as an instructor.
I realized this is an art, and I'm gonna have to really dive deep into this and educate myself and pour into myself and learn so that I can give them the best outcomes. When I started, 13 years ago, we didn't have a lot of education. We didn't have social media. I had to really just kind of study and learn the craft and hope for the best.
This summer, I actually found my why. It's not in aesthetics. I want to switch gears, own my med spa, just like I've been doing, work 4 or 5 days a month, and then go do excavation for the hominid and evolutionary record in Africa.
I started off injecting in early of 2019, and I went really slowly. Couldn't find anybody locally to train me. I reached out to a few people, and they said, well, why would I train you when you're going to become my competition? Which was really disheartening, but I decided to be resourceful and start looking around outside of my community for places and people to train with.
So Yvonne was such an impact with the nursing community in Hawaii, especially in aesthetics. We started just from her experience and the community that she has built. We kind of brought that to Hawaii and started Injection Connection Hawaii. So we have nurse injector meetups. We come to build community, support each other, and just network. Yvonne is such a great businesswoman, and all of her events kind of go around personal growth, business growth. So it's so well-rounded, and everything just really falls into place. And
my why when I first got into this is I need to do something that's not so hard on my body. So I missed the art. Won art competitions, I was in magazines, my creative designs, and so I missed that. And so that's what led me down the aesthetics path, if you will. I want to empower women to feel the confidence that they deserve.
And I call her all the time, whether it's I have a question about a patient, I'm struggling with a job question, anything, and she answers every single time. And she's really helped me grow my network, which I think is so crucial in our industry. She promotes community over competition, which I will echo till the day I die. And she's just such a bright beam to have in your corner, and I love having her in my corner.
And then along my journey, I started putting myself out there, going to conferences. I'm an introverted extrovert. So once I get to know you, I'll talk your head off, but at the beginning, I'm very shy. At one of the conferences, I did meet Yvonne. Cry out, I'm gonna cry. Kind of changed the way I looked at what I was doing in this industry. It made me take a deep step back and realize I'm not just injecting women in my office. I'm creating relationships and trust.
So I have to write the email. I'm going to quit nursing school. I haven't written the email, but I'm gonna do it. And I don't care because I found my why. This is what I need to do. When you're trying to navigate life with children and a husband and many hats on, business owner, injector, nurse, wife, mother. So I get lost in my why often because I'm being pulled in so many different directions.
I reached out to Yvonne, magnetized by her incredible energy and her positivity. And so at the time she was training, I think she was jumping all around training at that point. And she had actually lived in Reno beforehand. And so she said, hey, I'll come out and train you. And so we did a one-on-one training. I just said, I just want to focus on lips. And so the whole day we just spent focusing on lips, created this connection with her because, as we all know, she's so lovely and dynamic and magnetizing. So that was how I got to know her and then continued to kind of keep in touch with her over the years.
I will travel to wherever, but coming here and seeing Yvonne in her element, she's so inspirational. I always leave with so much value. And the lineup from today's events, they're phenomenal. All of this information, we had the workshop yesterday. I gained so many pearls for injecting and all of the new treatments, cutting edge. It's all there. It's totally worth the travel. It's not even a question. I will travel, yes.
Everything should be about how can I help you to become your original or authentic self, and how can I keep you there? Self-confidence is a big thing, and if I can help you with self-confidence, then I've helped you with a lot. I think we can always learn from each other, and I think if we gatekeep, I think we're not doing ourselves justice. We're not getting that sisterhood or that, her empowerment. I think that's so important to empower each other and then take that self-confidence and empower ourselves.
My why in taking time to attend Summit is networking for personal growth. I am still a person outside of being a nurse practitioner and a mom, and Yvonne is so great to help me remember to still know who Allie is and to find Allie and to nurture Allie and heal her and help her grow.
Women come to me at a vulnerable time in their lives, feel ugly or they don't feel pretty. And then once you build that trust with them, they start telling you their stories. And you just become so invested in their lives. And I realized it's more of a ministry sometimes than it is just injecting. And so I worked for plastic surgeons, and I wanted to create a safe space for them where they could come in and feel loved by my staff that I handpicked. So I knew that they loved them the way I did.
Well, the funniest thing is that when you go to one of these conferences, especially with Yvonne attracting her tribe, everybody that she attracts is inclusive, and you do not need to be afraid. I do find traveling alone is the best way to overcome fear and meet people. That's why I'm going back to Africa next year and also serving Tanzania as a nurse. You meet more people when you go to these things alone, whether you travel or whether or not you go to a conference. There are other people out there just like you. They don't know anyone.
And I sought out Yvonne again to help guide me because I just felt so conflicted. I knew my vision, I knew where I wanted to go, I just didn't know the roadmap to get there. And I also had a lot of self-doubt whether or not I would even be capable of quitting my job, not working for a year, doing a super accelerated program. And she truly helped me kind of figure out my roadmap for that. And so lots of support, but she was a big part of it.
So Yvonne has a journal, Best of You. It's so very helpful just to keep yourself grounded, staying clear to what your goals are. So family is very important to me. Just keeping those in the forefront and not just on the back burner. So having that reminder every day is really helpful.
I think that we have to help ourselves, and because there is no book, there's not a book that says, okay, you have 4 children and they're exhausting little creatures, who's feeding you? We have to spend a little bit of time and investment in ourselves because we're expected to, right? We wear 52 hats, and if we're not getting fed, then how are we becoming our best?
My advice to anyone who's questioning whether or not to attend these conferences are do it. You need it, your business needs it, your family needs it, but more importantly, you need it. That time to disconnect from all of your other roles in life to just focus on you and your practice or your patients or just yourself is so, so important.
I almost feel like if you're having a bad day and she stands up and starts talking, you look at her and you think, why am I having a bad day? It makes you feel so special. I'm gonna cry again, and so empowered and so good about yourself and like so happy. And every time I have a conversation with her or reach out to her, she just builds you up and makes you feel so good. And when she got that email back saying that she's gonna be speaking at her summit, it was like, that is what life is. To see that glow and that excitement in her and knowing that I didn't have that growing up, that I can give that to her and people like Yvonne can give that to all of us. And so I think it goes full circle. I think it's like so beautiful that it encourages me, Yvonne does, to encourage other women. When she gives you that love and that encouragement, all you want to do is give it back to somebody else because it is so beautiful and you get to see people just shine when you give it to them.
Whole bestie vibe thing. Like everyone is Yvonne's best friend, like literally. She just kind of attracts that energy. And the thing is that when we're together, I think that these women's conferences are super uplifting. And if you really want to feel good inside out and network with people that are like-minded, even if you're not an extrovert, an introvert would be just fine in this community. Everyone just kind of accepts you and takes you in.
My goal as an injector and as a business owner is to support other women, period. Whether that's in the treatment room or whether that's helping them grow their skill set. I hope they don't ever want to leave, but if they do, I'll help them get there. Like, I truly just want all of us to rise to our full potential and do what's on our hearts. In general, I love seeing other women grow, challenge themselves, and to see my team light up with new ideas and innovation and inspiration